Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is, well, I hope this time, with what we got, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a pretty long video. We got on the agenda today, we got some Super Bowl predictions. I didn't do that last week because, I think today would be more fitting. The NFL awards, I'm going to be sharing my predictions, what I thought was going to happen. Because I thought they were tonight. I'm gonna be totally honest. That's on me. And my reaction to who won the award. Next we're gonna be doing some coaching hires for Vegas, which I forgot to do. Also on me. Miami, Houston, New Orleans. Basically what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. Just my reactions and grades. And I'm gonna be talking a little bit on Alvin Kamara, but not too much. And then the NBA trade deadline. I'm just gonna be talking about a few trades, not all of them, since that would be its own video itself. I'm not gonna be doing that though. Just the key trades like the Harden trade and all that. That's basically what's gonna be on for tonight or today. Really, without further ado, let's get right into the video or predictions. Alright, first up is my Super Bowl predictions. Now, the NFL season is obviously coming to a close this Sunday when Super Bowl 56 will be played in LA between the Los Angeles Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, first of all, credit to the Cincinnati Bengals. I think literally no one thought that they would be in the Super Bowl this year. The Rams, some people thought. Actually, quite a bit of people did. Both teams are 4 seeds. The first time that has happened in the history of the Super Bowl that a 4 seed has made it. Both 4 seeds have made it to the Super Bowl. And I think they both deserve it. I think LA, they made some big moves in the offseason in acquiring Stafford, and this season acquiring OBJ and Von Miller. Really, their defense and offense both have gotten better as the season progressed, with Cooper Kupp being who he is today, and Matthew Stafford playing a massive part of that offense. And then there's the Bengals, which everyone thought they'd have like at most 5 wins. But turns out at most they'd be Super Bowl participants this year. They went through a lot. You got Jamar Chase, his criticism in the preseason, him dropping every single ball that was thrown to him, but then turning into an offensive stud. Zach Taylor getting some criticism, saying that he's on the hot seat this year and the Bengals don't do anything this year, he'd be gone. But really, it should be a really good game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. I think the final score will be 35-32. That is over. It's over, right? Yeah, that's definitely over the high-low. I think it's 48. But I do think there's going to be a couple of drives where the defense does some work. I think there's only going to be 1 3-and-out drive, and that's going to be, I think in the middle of the second quarter. But I do think the game, I'm going to be doing literally every single Super Bowl thing, like coin flip. I think it's gonna be heads. Opening coin flip. It's gonna be heads. Who will do it? I don't know. It could literally be anyone. But I have a feeling it is gonna be either a army soldier that came back from Afghanistan, or another healthcare worker, just like last year. I think it's gonna be one of those two. The coin flip will be heads. The opening drive will be a field goal, no matter the team. The first touchdown, I think, will be first scored by Cooper Kupp. I think that'll be his only touchdown. Actually, no, I think he'll have a couple touchdowns. Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford will go over 300 yards. The running backs, Joe Mixon, Cam Akers, Sony Michel, I don't think they will have as good of a game as the receivers do. I think the best receiver coming out of this one is Cooper Kupp, since the Bengals have a much worse secondary. Who do I think will win the Super Bowl? I think the Rams will win. Like I said, 35-32. The Rams will be your 2021-2022 Super Bowl champions. They will win their second ring in franchise history, their first in LA. At their home stadium again. The Gatorade color will be, honestly, I think it will be blue. Yeah, blue. I think it'll be blue to obviously represent the color. If the Bengals win, it'll be orange, but I do think the Rams will win. It'll be blue. Super Bowl MVP will be Matthew Stafford. He'll throw for over 3 touchdowns, maybe 4. 3 or 4. Yeah, 3 or 4 touchdowns Matthew Stafford will throw. He'll have himself finally his first Super Bowl ring. OBJ will finally get a ring. Aaron Donald will finally get a ring. Cooper Kupp will get a ring. Well, actually, I wouldn't say Aaron Donald finally gets one, but he still gets a ring. Von Miller will get ring number 2. Jalen Ramsey, he'll get his ring. And Joe Burrow, he has time. I think he'll be back there in the next maybe 5 years. But this year, the reason why I'm choosing the Rams is that I think they have a better defense overall than the Bengals. The offenses are basically, I think, the same. Maybe Cincinnati has a little bit of the edge, but really what it comes down to is the experience. The Los Angeles Rams, they have more experience in the Super Bowl, just like Super Bowl 53. I said to a lot of people that I know that the only reason why the Patriots will win the Super Bowl is because the Patriots have more experience. You got Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, Robert Gronkowski. They have a lot more experience in the Super Bowl, and the Patriots will win. They won, but I did say to them, the next time the Rams make the Super Bowl, they will win, and I think that'll be the case here. I'm sticking with that word. Rams will win the Super Bowl, and I'm going to say the same thing now. The next time the Bengals make the Super Bowl, they will bring their first Lombardi over to Cincinnati. But for now, the Rams win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl MVP is Matthew Stafford. And it was a great season of football, but still going with the football theme, we're going to be going to the NFL awards, my predictions and reactions. All right, so the NFL awards, I messed up a bit. The awards, I thought they were today on Saturday, the 12th. That's when I'm making this video. Got an itch. Sorry about that. Turns out they were Thursday the 10th. And so I will be making I'm just gonna be making my predictions right here, or telling you my predictions at this point. So Defensive Player of the Year, I thought TJ Watt was gonna win it. I think he deserves it the most. He literally got the sack record, or tied the sack record with Strahan. He was a menace on defense. Really helped that Steelers team make it to the wild card, even though a lot of people thought they weren't. And TJ Watt did win the Defensive Player of the Year award. I think he deserves it, like I said. Congratulations to him. Him and his brother JJ now have Defensive Players of the Year. Derek Watt can't get DPOY since he's a fullback. So that's that for him. But TJ Watt definitely deserving Defensive Player of the Year award for the Pittsburgh Steelers. His first out of I think many. He should have went back to back, in my opinion. But no, this is his first. And I hope he gets more in the future. But for now, TJ Watt DPOY deserves it. Next, we'll be talking about my predictions and reactions to the Offensive Player of the Year. Okay, so forgot to tell you his TJ Watt's candidates were it was him for the DPOY, and then Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons. But for Offensive Player of the Year, it was really between two guys, Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp. And I think Cooper Kupp is going to win it, and I was right. Cooper Kupp won it. I think this one was a little bit more obvious than Defensive Player of the Year, since Micah Parsons and TJ Watt, along with Garrett, had very good seasons. But I think the sack record really sealed the deal for Watt. Cooper Kupp, he got the Triple Crown for receiving. He was a huge threat offensively for the Rams. He's this year he was definitely the best receiver in the league, statistic-wise. Decently close with Devontae. Oh yeah, Devontae Adams, but Cooper Kupp, I think, definitely edged him by far. Jonathan Taylor definitely put up a very good stat line too. But I do think Kupp deserves it more. Definitely a better aspect offensively. And really, Kupp, he was just a complete menace this year. Cooper Kupp, will he have this good of a season next year? No. I think he'll have a little bit of a, just slightly worse, but I think he'll still be a very big threat with Stafford at quarterback. But with the new targets coming along, I do think Cooper Kupp will get less targets, meaning less yards and all that. But yeah, Kupp almost broke Calvin Johnson's record for most receiving yards in the season. Almost broke Michael Thomas's receptions in the season. So I mean, really, Kupp definitely deserves it. He had a very historic season, and that's all I have to say. Next up is the Defensive Rookie of the Year. All right, so next up for Defensive Rookie of the Year, there was really no other option other than to vote for Micah Parsons. I mean, literally my option was Micah Parsons. Everyone knew it was Micah Parsons. So, I mean, I don't know if it was unanimous or not. I think it was. I have to see that. But if it is, I'm not going to be too surprised. I mean, guy was literally a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. If he would have won DPOY, he would have been the second player in NFL history, along with Lawrence Taylor, to win Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie. So really well deserving of Micah Parsons to win the Defensive Rookie of the Year. I really, I think he'll win DPOY not next year, but the year after. I think Micah Parsons obviously has a lot of potential, has the potential to be the greatest linebacker in NFL history. You never know. But the season that he had, he's trending in that direction. I think he will trend to that direction later. Obviously, it will be really tough with guys like Ray Lewis and Lawrence Taylor. But I think right now, I don't think he'll get up to those guys yet. But maybe in 2030, I'll be saying, hey, this guy probably might be better than those two. But for right now, Micah Parsons is looking real nice. Congratulations to him getting Defensive Rookie of the Year. Even though a lot of people were saying to Dallas, focus on that secondary. Trevon Diggs definitely took that CB1 role over in Dallas, but I do think they still need to focus on that, since he did give up a lot of yardage, despite having the most interceptions by any cornerback this year. But Micah Parsons fell right to them. Nice getting your trade back. Not only get the best player from the draft, you get more picks as well. I mean, really, it worked out so well for Dallas. Like I said, I thought they were going to win the Super Bowl, but look at me go. That ain't happening. No, I don't think it will. For a very long, for a solid long time. I wouldn't say very long time, maybe another 10 years or so. But either way, congratulations to Micah Parsons. I think he'll have a very successful NFL career. And now let's go to Offensive Rookie of the Year. All right, so here's where things get a little bit more of a debate. Offensive Rookie of the Year. It was between two candidates, Jamar Chase, wide receiver of the Bengals, and Mac Jones, quarterback of the New England Patriots. Throughout the season, it was up and down for both. Like at some point, Jamar Chase looked like the Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then was Mac Jones for a while. But I think really what cut it was towards the end of the season. Jamar Chase had that one historic game against the Chiefs. He popped off that game. He was insane. Mac Jones, he struggled a little bit against the Bills, against the Dolphins, and then he didn't do so bad against the Bills in the wild card. But really, with what Jamar Chase has done in the playoffs, leading Cincinnati to the Super Bowl, I think even Patriots fans knew, like, all right, I think the debate's over. Jamar Chase will win Rookie of the Year. And that was my prediction. As a Patriot fan, I had Jamar Chase winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year, even though the Patriot in me is saying, like, nah, it's Mac Jones. It's Mac Jones. But no, it's Jamar Chase. He definitely deserves it. Mac Jones definitely put up a real good fight, but I think with him struggling towards the end of the year, I think that definitely doomed him. If he didn't struggle, if he led the Patriots to the AFC East crown, I think he would have won it. But I think Jamar Chase and leading him along with Joe Burrow to not only the AFC North crown, but to the AFC crown, definitely put him. Definitely deserved him the award. A great player, just a great wide receiver in general. He'll be the Bengals wide receiver 1 for quite some time. Definitely deserves it. I've said that probably like 3 times. Definitely deserves this like the past 3 videos. But he does. I mean, he put up some real historic stats. But yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase, Offensive Rookie of the Year. He'll be probably the best wide receiver in the next 3 years. I'm going to be totally honest. I'm going to be honest. Davante Adams, I think he will go a little bit down with age. He'll go to a top 5. And then Jamar Chase will go skyrocketing up, especially with Joe Burrow. But yeah, next up we have Comeback Player of the Year. All right, Comeback Player of the Year. So this one was between Dak Prescott coming back from that horrific ankle injury and Joe Burrow coming back from that ACL tear. A whole lot of people thought, again, beginning of the year, was going to be Dak Prescott, no question. Because a lot of people thought Joe Burrow, they thought he wasn't going to have a good year. They thought Cincinnati wasn't going to be good. But it turns out Joe Burrow proving everyone wrong, per usual. I hope he doesn't do that to me in the Super Bowl. But still, it's nice to see him win a ring. But again, Joe Burrow coming back, putting up some real nice stats. Leading Cincinnati to the AFC North crown, the AFC crown, and playing like he never left. So really, I thought Joe Burrow was going to win the Comeback Player of the Year. And yeah, he did win Comeback Player of the Year. Definitely deserved it. Again, put up some historic. Was it historic? Yeah, put some really good stats. Led Cincinnati in a historic season. Led them to the first Super Bowl in 33 years. And really, I don't know why Dak Prescott would have won it. I mean, really, if he would have led Dallas to the Super Bowl, I think he would have won it, but he didn't. Got knocked out by the Niners. But congratulations to Joe Burrow. Great guy. Obviously, a lot of people are big fans of him. And we'll see what he does tomorrow in the Super Bowl. But for now, let's go to the... what am I missing? Now I got Coach of the Year, just trying to make sure I have anything else. Yeah, I think just Coach of the Year, the MVP. So let's go to Coach of the Year. All right, so next up we got the Coach of the Year. So it was between, I'm pretty sure it was Bill Belichick, Zach Taylor, and Mike Vrabel. I might be wrong about Bill. It might have been someone else. I'll have to, let me just look that up right now. Year. Finalists. Oh, Matt LaFleur. It was Matt LaFleur. Okay. So Matt LaFleur, Mike Vrabel, Zach Taylor. So, Matt LaFleur, he led the Packers to the best record in the league, but obviously you know what happened to them. They lost in the divisional round. The first game in the playoffs to the 6-seeded Niners. Basically almost the same thing with Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel, he led the Titans to the number 1 seed in the AFC, and they also lost their first game to the Cincinnati Bengals, which were coached by Zach Taylor, who you know led the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl after their abysmal season last year, where they had the 5th worst record in the league. I thought Zach Taylor was going to win it, no question, but it turns out it was Mike Vrabel that won it. Now, don't get me wrong, Mike Vrabel had a very good year as Titans head coach, leading them to the number 1 seed in the AFC. But in the end, Zach Taylor led the Bengals to the Super Bowl after everyone was doubting them, after everyone thought they finished last in the AFC North, after their abysmal season last year, after everyone thought Cincinnati would go through pain and more pain. He led them to the Super Bowl. And for me, Zach Taylor deserves it a lot more than Vrabel. Vrabel, if he led the Titans to the Super Bowl or made them win a playoff game, I think he will be a bit more deserving. But he didn't have the best record in the league. Didn't have the best record with some of the NFC teams. To have a better record than the NFC teams. They lost in the first round of the NFL playoffs, which I didn't predict. But really, I don't know why Vrabel won Coach of the Year. I don't think he deserves it as much as Taylor. I really don't. I personally think Taylor was robbed. He deserved it a lot more. Zach Taylor, a lot of people thought he'd be on the hot seat. Well, actually, said that he was on the hot seat. Taylor said, you know what? Let me get off this real quick. Let me lead my team to the Super Bowl, maybe even win it. And I think, honestly, I don't think Zach Taylor really cares about Coach of the Year. I think he's more focused on, obviously, the Lombardi Trophy tomorrow. And I can't blame him. That's very, very professional of him. But really, I personally think Zach Taylor should be going away with at least one piece of hardware, Coach of the Year. Either way, Vrabel won. I'm not a fan of it. Next, let's go to the MVP. All right, now for the MVP. This one was really between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. The NFL threw in Cooper Kupp in there. Can't blame him, but it was really between Rodgers and Brady. I thought Brady was going to win it. He led Tampa Bay to I think it was a 13-4 record? I have to see. I forgot. NFL standings. National Football Conference. Yeah, 13-4 record. He put up one of his best passing stats in his entire career. He broke the all-time passing yardage, all-time passing touchdowns. All of that happened this year. He threw for 600 touchdowns this year. Led the Buccaneers to the second best record. Actually, no, it was tied the best record in the league, in fact. But the Packers had the edge. I think they had a better divisional record. Yeah, they did. So that's why they got the cut for the number 1 seed. Then there's he lost in. They won the wild card and then lost the divisional. The Rodgers, he put up again some very good passing yardage numbers this year. I don't think they were as great as Brady. I think he definitely, especially the records that he broke. Rodgers led the Packers to the number 1 seed in the NFC, technically best record in the league. But they did lose their first wildcard game to the Niners, which I think should have hurt his chances a bit, but apparently did not, since Rodgers won MVP. I think Brady deserves it more, but I'm cool with Rodgers winning MVP. They both definitely deserve it. Unlike Vrabel and Coach of the Year. Aaron Rodgers, he said in his speech that who knows where he'll go. He doesn't know yet. Really, I think what happens, I think he'll leave Green Bay. He'll join Davante Adams in Denver. I think that will happen. But really, I think he won't be in Green Bay next year. Although no MVP has left to a different team after they won the MVP. That has not happened before. But it may not happen. Who knows? But I personally think Rodgers may have enough. And we could have been seeing Rodgers' last game in Green Bay against the 49ers. No one expected it, but it's going to happen. As for Green Bay, Rodgers definitely deserves it. I think Brady deserves it a bit more. But either way, it is what it is. Those were the NFL honors. Oh, also Walter Payton Man of the Year. Andrew Whitworth. Congratulations to him and good job serving your community. Nothing much on there. Really, everyone deserves it. Walter Payton Man of the Year, to be honest. I don't really care who. They all gave back to the community. That's all that really matters. But either way, next we will be talking about NFL coaching hires. So let's get right into that. Alright, so NFL coaching hires. First, we will head over to Vegas since that happened a week ago. I forgot to mention it in the YouTube video. They have hired Josh McDaniels from the New England Patriots. McDaniels, he has had head coaching experience in the AFC West before. He did coach the Broncos for a bit. Now he'll be heading over to Vegas to coach Derek Carr, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, maybe Davante Adams. He may come over to Vegas. I could definitely see that happening too. Also helping out a Raiders defense, which needs a little bit of work, but not too much. Obviously, I think they need to re-sign a few key players like KJ Wright. But let's just say this is a decent hire. I'm cool with it. Will it help out in the future? If they make some signings, I think it will. But although lately, ever since Brady left New England, McDaniels has been a little bit more conservative, maybe leaning towards the run game. The Raiders' O-line is not as good as the New England O-line. Maybe McDaniels will realize that and will give the ball to players like Waller and Renfrow more. But you never really know. I'm going to give this a B-. I'm giving this hire B-, because really, with McDaniels, he could pull out something up its sleeve. Could be good, could be bad, but I think knowing McDaniels for so long, I think the Raiders will like him quite a bit. I think he will. I think he'll definitely lead the Raiders to the playoffs. Not this year, but definitely next year. Actually, not next year, but the year after that, I meant to say. But the Raiders, I think they made a solid hire, although it does confuse me. It confuses me a bit. I don't know why they just stuck with Rick Bisaccia. I mean, he did everything he could. He led the Raiders to the playoffs, almost beat the Bengals. But the replacement of McDaniels isn't bad. Also bringing in I forgot his name. I know I shouldn't. The Patriots game manager, they bringing him in, bringing the Patriots duo over in Vegas. I think that's a relatively smart move by the Raiders, and I think they'll have a great future. But for now, B- for McDaniels. So let's go to our next hire. All right, next up we go to Miami, where they have hired Mike McDaniel from the 49ers. It was their offensive coordinator, who basically helped out Deebo Samuel, became the way he was. Yeah. Elijah Mitchell being probably running back one next year, maybe over Raheem Mostert, might trade him away. George Kittle having a great season. I think McDaniel, also a very good interviewer. If you have seen his videos, if you haven't seen his videos, you definitely should. And if you have, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm just going to lay this out there right now. I'm giving this a C. And it's not really because of McDaniel, because they shouldn't even be hiring this guy in the first place. Like, why did you fire Brian Flores? Like, that is just dumb. It's so dumb. I don't know why you did it. I don't know why he deserved to be fired. I mean, he literally built your roster from being the worst roster in the league to playoff contenders. I think the only reason I can figure out is because Brian Flores really wanted Deshaun Watson over Tua Tagovailoa. But the Dolphins ownership wanted Tua, and just Tua only. He didn't want to deal with Deshaun Watson's legal issues, didn't want to do anything with that, but Brian Flores was like, no, I want Deshaun Watson on my team. He'll be much better for my team. And then I think the Dolphins ownership was like, all right, you know what, get out. But I could definitely see that being the reason, and if that is the reason, it's okay, but really you got to understand that the head coach wants the quarterback that is talented. He's Watson's still a very talented quarterback. Put him with weapons like Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, Duke Johnson, Myles Gaskin. Put them with a good offense, with a good defense. Miami they're definitely going to be playoff contenders, maybe even Super Bowl contenders. Especially with Brian Flores as coach. Yeah, I think they'll be very good. But instead, they just stuck with Tua. Mike McDaniel, I think himself, I think he'll be a good head coach. Not as great as Brian Flores. That's why I'm giving this a C. But I do think McDaniels isn't. I don't think he'll fill Flores' shoes, but I do think he'll do a solid job in Miami. All right, next hire. All right, next up we head over to Houston, where they have hired Lovie Smith as their head coach. Now, it was first either going to be Brian Flores or Josh McCown. I was like, okay. I mean, they should hire Flores. McCown, I don't think he'll be as good as a head coach candidate as Flores. And then Lovie Smith came in and I was like, wait a minute. No, there's no way this guy's going to be their head coach. There's no way. I don't know why they would do that. And then Lovie Smith hired his head coach. I'm giving this right here, right now, an F. An F. It is... I don't know what Houston's doing anymore. I really don't. You had Brian Flores, which number one, like I said, he wanted Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is right there. He'll work with Deshaun Watson. He'll make him better. He'll make your team better. He'll build your team just like Miami. to bring them back to playoff contenders, maybe Super Bowl contenders. With Deshaun Watson there, he's right there. You don't have to give up anything for him. He's right there. Keep Brandon Cooks there. Get another weapon in the draft. And then you'll be Super Bowl contenders again. How about that defense? I just don't get it with Houston. They make the dumbest decisions sometimes. It's so stupid. They first trade away DeAndre Hopkins. Bill O'Brien fired. That's probably the best one, a good decision. But then they hired David Culley, which then he started out bad, but then became a solid head coach. Fired him. I mean, I think he should have been there for at least one more year, maybe 2. Then he's gone, and then I see Brian Flores comes onto the list, and it's like, oh, okay. I mean, if you hire Flores, that's a great replacement. Then I think it'll be a solid option, a great option. But then you hire Lovie Smith. I mean, Houston, I don't get it. Where are you going? Do you want to tank or do you want to win? Listen, if you get Flores, he'll make you win. And if you want to tank, which is I think what you want to do, then yeah, I mean Lovie Smith, I don't know how he'll do. But if you're going in the not texting, if you want to tank, then tank. Just go for it. But I think you have a roster that Flores can rebuild and make into playoff contenders. I just solely don't get it. I just don't get it at all. I don't like this hire at all. It's a massive F. I don't like it. It's horrible. And again, it's a bad hire. Next up, we're going to New Orleans for the last hire of the offseason. All right. So next up, we have the New Orleans Saints. They have hired, again, I forgot his name. Dennis Allen. That's who they have hired. So Dennis Allen, he's been coaching. He has head coached the Saints before, mostly as an intern. For maybe Peyton not being there in the program, the Spygate scandal, all of that. But now Dennis Allen is the permanent head coach of the New Orleans Saints, and I'm gonna give this a B+. Obviously, I like how New Orleans is staying within the program that made them successful with Sean Payton and all that. Very good idea. I like it. Keeping that success rate going. I think this year will be a rebuilding year for New Orleans. A lot of people think Jameis Winston will not return. I think he will. I think he should. But Dennis Allen, a solid idea. He's was the defensive coordinator for them, keeping that Saints defense great offense. I think they need to fix up a bit, especially now that their core piece of the offense, Alvin Kamara, is in some legal issues, which I do want to talk about that right now real quick. I think, honestly, Kamara will play next season. The NFL, I think he'll get bailed out, and then the NFL will just suspend him for 4 games. But I do think he will play this coming year. Not all 17 games. He'll play in 13. But I think I don't know what I saw what the damages looked like to the guy. Yeah, they're pretty freaking graphic. I don't know what the hell Kamara was thinking. I don't know what I don't know what ignited it. But either way, going back to Dennis Allen, I'm gonna, like I said, B+. Great hire, great idea to stay within the program that made your football franchise successful, made them win the Super Bowl. It's a great hire, and I think New Orleans will have a great future, or have a solid future. Either way, that is all the head coaching hires that we have for the off season. I mean, really, it was a busy offseason. Lots of teams fired and hired many coaches. Some were great, some were horrible, some were mid. But next up, we are going to the NBA trade deadline where we will be reviewing some trades that will go down, that did go down. Just 3. But I will give more input on some other trades possibly on my Instagram story if you want to check that out. So let's go to that. NBA trade deadline. It was quite the busy deadline. Whole lot of trades went down within the hour. I was in the middle of school when all these trades went down, so that's why I didn't post anything on my Instagram at all. I was just way too busy with school. They were coming in left and right, and I just couldn't do it. School, obviously, my number 1 priority. This is a big priority of mine too. I do want to keep you guys happy, but I mean, there's just a lot going on. So I will be reviewing 3 trades with some big names in there, starting with Kristaps Porzingis. He has been traded to the Washington Wizards. So let me just see the details for that. Kristaps Porzingis trade. Trade details. So really, I think Porzingis, he went to the Wizards, and Dallas got, I think, some draft picks and Spencer Din. I know they got Spencer Dinwiddie, but I think they also got some draft picks. Oh, and Davis Bertans. Just opening up an article now. I don't really know much about this trade. The Wizards sent Montrez to the Hornets. But really, Porzingis going to the Wizards. He will be obviously their main guy now that Bradley Beal is out for the season with a fractured hand. But when Beal comes back, how do I think the Wizards will do? I think they'll do a little bit better. And I think Porzingis is a great addition to their to the team. Montrez, I think, will be a big exit. Actually, not a little bit better, a little bit worse because of Montrezl Harrell. Spencer Dinwiddie gone. Now Luka doesn't really have that big man to go to. He just has Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't think the Mavericks should have traded away Porzingis. I don't think it's a great idea to do that anyway. I'm going to give this grade. Actually, I'm not going to do grades. I'm just going to say who won the trade. And I personally think honestly, it's pretty even. I think they have their positive, they have their negatives, but I think the winner of this trade is the Dallas Mavericks. They got Dinwiddie, Bertans, they got some solid pieces. I think did they get draft? I don't know if they got draft picks or not, but either way, I do think Dallas did get some more stuff. They get more stuff out of it, and with the Wizards trading away Harrell. I do think the Mavericks will get better from this. I would think the Mavericks will do a lot better than they have been before, or decently better. But I do think Luka will have to carry that team a bit. I could say no one will win the trade, but if I had to choose, it would be Dallas. But either way, let's go on to the next trade. All right, our next trade is the Domantas Sabonis trade. So let me just go to that really quick, get all the details for that. Okay. So the Pacers acquired Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson from the Kings, and the Kings acquired Domantas Sabonis, Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and a 2023 second-round pick from the Kings. No, Pacers. This was a big blockbuster trade. Some big names, including Sabonis, Halliburton, Buddy Hield, all moving around a bit. I do think that the Kings, I don't think they really needed Sabonis. I think they had some solid big men in Thompson. I think Bagley could have gotten a little bit better. Although the Pacers, now they have a great backcourt with Brogdon and Halliburton. Even though Brogdon is injured right now, I do think Halliburton, I think he'll be the number one go-to scorer. I think he'll develop a lot better in Indiana. Miles Turner will still remain in town. I think you'll enjoy him a lot. But no Sabonis over there in Indiana. Tristan Thompson will be there. Buddy Hield, I think he'll be great coming off the bench, or he'll play small forward. Although I think Lance Stevenson, he's playing well right now. I think the winner from this trade is, again, the Pacers. Despite giving away their star player over to the Kings, I don't know why the Kings trade away Tyrese Halliburton, which is literally in his second year, one of the best rookies from last year. Giving away such a young talent. I think that was pretty dumb. De'Aaron Fox, he already had some big men down there with Bagley and Thompson. It does get better with Sabonis and Bagley, but I do think the backcourt, will definitely be less improvement. It'll be worse. And I don't see why Sacramento would make this trade. They do get a draft pick, but I do think Indiana will win this trade in the end. I think Buddy Hield, he'll either be a great addition to their lineup or great addition to depth. I do think Halliburton will, again, improve more in Indiana. He'll be an all-star there. And Miles Turner, that front court's going to get a little bit worse, but Miles Turner, he's a very good center, and I think he'll do some good things over there, especially with Thompson backing him out now with more depth. I do think Indiana won this trade, just by a little bit though. But next up, we are going to go to the biggest trade of the deadline. You may know what that is. All right, so next up, we got the James Harden trade. So again, we look that up, get all the details. James Harden trade details. So basically, the Nets acquired Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks for Harden, James Harden, and Paul Millsap. So obviously, Brooklyn's big three is gone. They only played 16 games together. So really, I definitely am okay with the idea of Harden leaving Brooklyn. But, I mean, okay, let's just start from Brooklyn's standpoint. I think Harden was going to get traded. It didn't look good for him in Brooklyn at all, honestly. KD being injured, he didn't like what the Nets were doing with Kyrie. And now he's in a much well-oiled situation in Philly. And obviously, Ben Simmons, he wanted him gone. Philly wanted him gone. Now he's gone. But yeah, that big three is over. New big three is over in Brooklyn. And now for Philadelphia's standpoint. Philadelphia, they are very happy with the result. They got an all-star in James Harden. They finally got Ben Simmons out of there. They kept Tyrese Maxey. They kept Matisse Thybulle, both young, approaching stars. One great at offense, another great at defense. I mean, really, they only had to give away Seth Curry and Andre Drummond. Now, I know that seems like a lot, but for what they got back, it's great. And obviously, they had to give away 2 first-round picks, which does affect their future. But honestly, this one's another tough one of who won the trade, because this and unlike the last few, works out great for both sides. Brooklyn's got Ben Simmons, and he says he's very excited to play for Brooklyn. I think he's just very excited that he's out of Philly. You get Seth Curry, a great shooter, Andre Drummond, a beast down low. I think he'll be in the lineup with Blake Griffin. He could start over him when KD comes back, but don't know. Obviously, to get the the 2 first-round picks, and it could be like later in the draft though. Philly, they get Harden. They get Millsap. Really, Philly, I think finally they realize they're in win now mode, and they get James Harden. And they get Paramount with Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris. That is going to be a dangerous lineup. So I'm going to say both teams won the trade. I'm going to do it. I'm doing the same. Both teams won the trade. I'm going to agree with Kevin Durant. Both teams did get what they want. Maybe Brooklyn has a slight... I can't. You know what? I'm not going to say it. No, I don't think they have the higher edge. I think they're both equally as good. I think Brooklyn and Philly won this trade for both reasons. Philly, they're in win now mode. They had to get Simmons out of there, and they did just that. They brought in an all-star along with Millsap, which is great. Great addition for the bench. Adds more depth. Really, Philly looking like the title favorites, I think. And then Brooklyn getting a big 3 in there, putting Ben Simmons at the point when Kyrie is not there, and then really don't know where he's going to be put when Kyrie's in there. Maybe they'll put Kyrie at shooting guard, which I could definitely see, and I kind of like, to be honest. Like, basically the lineup for Brooklyn, I think when Kyrie's in, Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn's lineup when everyone's healthy, Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond. That's a good lineup. That's a big name lineup right there. And then Philly's lineup when everyone is healthy: Tyrese Maxey, Matisse Thybulle. Actually, you could put Matisse Thybulle small forward. Really, he's more of a shooting guard, point guard. Either way, Harden at shooting guard. Power forward will be Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid at the center position. But I really can't decide who won or lost this trade. Both teams won it. Great trade, big trade. Definitely shakes up the NBA a bit. And it's also a 2027 pick for Brooklyn. Forgot about that. So that'll help Brooklyn in the future. But that will do it for us today. Went through a lot of things. A big day, big week in sports between the deadline and NFL awards, coaching hires. Either way, Super Bowl weekend. Have fun. Enjoy the game. If you're a Bengals and Rams fan, congratulations. You made it. Have fun. Enjoy it while it lasts. I mean, as a Patriots fan, I got to experience it multiple times. But just know, even though your team loses, you're in a great position. You're still going to be Super Bowl contenders again. But you're in a very good position. Congratulations. Enjoy the game. Enjoy some food. Enjoy time with family, friends, wherever it might be, at your home, the bar, wherever it may be. Just enjoy the game. I will. I don't care who wins. I don't care who loses. I do. Like I said, I think Rams will win. But Enjoy the Super Bowl and have yourselves a great weekend. Make sure to follow my Instagram if you want to, like, subscribe, share with your friends, do all that. But that's if you want to. You need to enjoy the Super Bowl. That's what I demand of you. Either way, have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.